Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Jai Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Hello everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Today is Wednesday evening, and every Wednesday I go live and talk about the magic of Venus, what Venus is doing in the astrology for the week, and how that's going to affect you based off of your sun, moon, Venus, and rising. I also pull a card for each of the signs. I go through all the signs at the end, and I talk about how this is going to be affecting us collectively. And this is a really powerful week, so there's kind of a lot of astrology involved, but we're going to try to narrow it down to just talking about Venus. We'll try. But thank you again for being here. Let me say hi to everybody that's in the chat. Rebecca, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Hello, Venus. Hello, Sanders. Hello, Traylene. Hello, Cindy. Raessa, Joni is here, Maricela is here, Veronica, good evening, Chanel, hello, Mama Ocean, hello, who else, Hannah is here, so this is kind of an intense week, and Raven is here as well, so welcome in everyone, thank you for being here, and Dawn is here, hey babe, and Too Far Out, welcome in. So Carmelola, welcome in. Amanda, welcome in. Well, everybody's saying hi now. But this is actually a really intense week. So before we go into specifically talking about Venus, I do want to invite you to make sure that you subscribe to this channel, especially if you're new. And if you are new, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. And make sure that you hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It enters you into my email list, which is the best way to stay in contact and connected to this community. We have an amazing Starseed membership where I upload information and videos in the form of videos, in the form of emails, live events, and meditations, journaling, PDFs for every new and full moon. And you're basically guided to the whole astrological year. We just had our second live event for Aries season, which is almost over, by the way. Literally, the sun moves into Taurus next week. It's crazy. I'm like, where did Aries season go? What just happened? But we had the most powerful transit of the year, which was Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces this Tuesday. And so we had our live event, and it was an Akashic journey into the energy and to have an experience of and tap into and align with this energy, this powerful conjunction, which is the biggest transit that we're going to see in a while with outer planets coming together. It's a very unique situation. With Jupiter and Neptune being the co-rulers of the sign of Pisces, it's a very strong energy. It can activate some pretty amazing things, and it can also bring up some things that we're afraid of as well. So it's where are you standing, on which side of the door are you standing on, is going to determine how you experience this energy. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is the Moon Goddess training, which begins on April 29th. It's a 9-week long program. I've been talking a lot about it, so I won't spend too much time talking about it here. I did a whole video on it. All the information to everything that I share is below in the description. So if you just click on the description, you can see the links to everything that I share. But the Moon Goddess training is basically a year-long program, but you sign up for the 3 levels of it separately, and you can choose to just do one of the levels, 2 of the levels, or all 3. If you do all 3, you're going to get certified as an Akashic record reader. You're going to know how to do your own journeys and do Akashic record readings for people, which is pretty powerful. And right now, I feel like it's one of the most powerful tools that we can use to tap into the information that we are really seeking as a humanity, as a collective, as we're all waking up. But these first 9 weeks, which start on April 29th, are all focused on learning the fundamentals of what are the Akashic records, how do they work, who are you, or who you are, and what is your purpose? How can you align more with your mission, with your life's work, with your purpose? What does it even mean to be living in your life purpose? And how are you going to transmute the whatever frequencies we like to call them shadows, whatever frequencies and shadows are not serving you, into gifts, so that you can basically peel the layers off of who you are not, so that you can shine, your essence of your soul can shine. And so if you feel called, I 100%, that's hilarious. I 100% recommend you joining the program, because it will literally blow your mind. And we go into the Akashic records every week. We go through the temple initiations. This is an ancient mystery school from ancient Atlantis, literally. Level 1 is focused on being initiated through each of the temples, which go through the chakras. You learn sacred geometry. You learn the 9 dimensions. You learn the the ancient Atlantean philosophy. And once you understand that, you use it to understand your astrology and your chart and your gene keys, and so much more about the sacred divine feminine, goddess, asteroids in your chart, the moon centers, the moon goddess, the goddesses for all the centers. I mean, I could literally go on and on and on. But you don't want to miss this opportunity, because the next time that I'll do a level 1, it's not going to be until next January. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure that you sign up. We literally start in like 2 weeks. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how fast time is flying. Hello, Nelvin. Welcome in. Did anybody new come into the chat? Mama Ocean says it was an Akashic mind-blowing rocket ship out of here. Yeah, that Akashic journey that we just did for the Starseed membership was out of this world. Awesome. Hello, Mermaid. Welcome in. And Joni says it's so worth it with all the amazing information. I know, it's like jam freaking packed. So now that we got all that out of the way, what I wanted to go into is a little bit about the astrology of this week. Tomorrow night, Let me just double check the schedule. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be going live and doing the astrology of the full moon in Libra. Hello, Adriana. Welcome in. And going to detail about what the full moon represents for us collectively, for us individually, what are the aspects that are going on during this full moon that's happening on Saturday. We're going to talk about the Chandra symbol, the Sabian symbol, and the gene key that this full moon is connected to understand deeply what the full moon is all about. And then we'll have the ceremony on Saturday night, the full moon ceremony. So make sure you don't miss those broadcasts. And on Friday, so I'm literally going live pretty much every day this week. Yesterday was for the actual private event for the membership, but every day this week I'm literally doing something. And on Friday night, I'm going to be doing mini readings. So if you have not yet signed up for mini readings for Friday, they are amazing. I actually go into quite a bit of detail and you get the answers you're looking for like instantly live in a video. So if you're interested, make sure that you sign up because sometimes that list fills up and sometimes I'm like, all right, I'm good for the night and I had enough. But it's a lot. It's a lot to do right now. The energies are crazy and it's been a pretty wild ride. I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling some like seriously wild energies. What I want to do is actually share my screen. So give me a moment while I upload this onto the computer. I have to talk to you about the trip I have had with you all day, and you don't even know it. What on earth are you talking about, mermaid? Hello, Micah. Welcome in. Okay, so here we go. You'll be able to see the chart in a minute so I can share it. But we have some of the astrology aspects that are going on this week are for sure the most powerful one was this Jupiter conjunct Neptune. But then there's the full moon on Saturday, and what we're going to talk about regarding Venus is a sextile to Uranus and Mercury. So let me know if you guys can see the chart on the screen, and then we'll go from there. So I have listened to the one about my daughter at least 6 times. Oh, got it. That's right. Yeah, that was a pretty powerful reading last week. That was pretty amazing. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to just focus. We kind of went general with astrology, but now I want to focus on what Venus is doing. There's 2 things that are really important in regarding Venus this week. One of them, hello, Valerie. Welcome in. One of them is the fact that the full moon in Libra is actually ruled by the planet Venus. So this is like a Venus moon, a Venus full moon, a Venus energy full moon. So what is Venus in Libra? Venus in Libra is actually us focusing on our relationships, our partnerships, communication, working together with others, collaborating, like team effort, teamwork. And it is about also seeing the beauty in everything. The actual full moon is going to be an Arcturian starseed portal, which means that we're connecting to the Arcturian starseed families. And the Arcturian star family is the family that is here and has been here for eons on the planet, helping us. At one point, they were literally physically here. And now we are like the remnants of their magic. And many of them are, in the form of, spirit guides for us. And we can receive messages from them, inspiring messages, guiding us, and they are really the ones that want to help us create a sustainable world, a sustainable planet that moves forward through activating their powers. And obviously, we've kind of been in the dark, not kind of, but like really been in the dark in terms of the planet, the history of the planet for like 12,000 years. And it was 12,000 years ago that the Arcturians, 12,000 years and before, that the Arcturians had a big presence. The Arcturians, the Lyrians, the Orions, like all of those star families in ancient Atlantis were present, physically present, and they would come visit the planet, many of them in their physical form, coming from other places across the universe. And they taught humanity, how to live coherently within themselves so that they could evolve and evolve the energy of the planet. And even though we've had a lot of technological advances, the issue with where we're at right now, which I'm sure that you guys can tell where we're at, because it feels very chaotic right now, the energy of the planet. It's like it's not cohesive. It's not coherent. People are all over the place. Everybody believes something different. And now on top of it, people are now really confused. You've got people on like two different sides. There's division, there's all this stuff. And we have, basically, we're like children. And this is something that I just listened to an interview with Matías de Stefano and Aubrey Marcus. And Matías was saying that we're basically children with technology. And remember, usually with kids, we keep them away from things that can hurt them because they don't know how to use them. They're not responsible with them. And that's what's going on. It's like we have all this technology, but we're not consciously aware or consciously awake enough to really understand the responsibility that us as a humanity have for this planet. And we don't even understand ourselves. And it all starts with understanding yourself. That's the goal, of the Moon Goddess training, is so you can understand yourself, because that's how you make a difference. You learn to live from your, live from your strengths and your gifts and your own magic, your own unique magic, instead of trying to be someone else or change yourself. It's like you really just got to be more you. And we haven't learned even to do that. We've like advanced technology that has the ability to like literally fix all the problems of the world. But somehow it's like we can't do it. There's too much chaos. So now we find ourselves in a time where things are, we have a hard time collaborating. So every time that we have this full moon in Libra, which happens every Aries season, this is the time during the year where it's really good. Well, first of all, we're culminating the energy from the new moon in Aries 2 weeks ago. And this is a really good time to work together. But the key is that you can't really work together with others or collaborate with others unless you are actually, know yourself. And that's the key, is you have to know yourself first. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. And when you know yourself, that's how you know how to work with others. But we kind of have a long way to go. However, this week does present a really beautiful opportunity for us to move in that direction. With this full moon being in the sign of Libra, which is ruled by Venus, which is everything I was just talking about. And the second opportunity is on Sunday, the day after the full moon, when Venus makes a sextile to Uranus. And this is where I'm going to show you in the chart where you can see this. So Venus is in Pisces right now. I think she's at 12 degrees, or she might already be at 13 degrees, but she's in Pisces. And when she reaches 13 degrees and 42 minutes, she's going to make a sextile, very, very close sextile, almost, exact because it's the same degree, but almost literally exact because it's almost the same minutes too, to Uranus, which is going to be exactly conjunct Mercury at 13 degrees. This is the big thing of the week. And this is a beautiful energy because a sextile from Venus to Uranus is exciting new things in relationships, exciting new ways to relate with each other. And then the sextile to Mercury is harmonious communication within relationships with each other. Now, this is going to be unexpected things that may come up, new ideas. Because with Mercury and Taurus, which I actually just earlier today, I finished recording the video of Mercury and Taurus for the Starseed membership, and I uploaded it, so you can now go watch it if you're in the membership, and if not, join the membership for only $22 a month, so you can get all this information in much more detail. But Mercury and Taurus has stepped us into a place of a more calm mind, a more focused mind, a more stable mind, that when activated by the planet Uranus, which is revolution, change, unexpected things, can bring us into a place where new ideas can show up, new ways of communicating can show up. So it's very new, it's very exciting, and it leads right out of the full moon in Libra, which is ruled by Venus. So Venus in Pisces is exalted. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The last Venus video I did, Magic of Venus, was all about Venus entering Pisces. And I also made a video about that in the membership. But Venus in Pisces is a loving, compassionate, very idealistic energy that wants to help others, that wants to love, that wants to share, that wants to give. We also just saw Mars enter, or we're about to see Mars enter into the sign of Pisces. And I'm going to be making a video about that as well for the membership. But there's a lot of changes. These are a lot of big changes happening. So this week presents itself as intense, can be emotional. It's a full moon, so it's heightened energies, and a lot of new things. Mars enters Pisces. Mercury enters Taurus. Venus sextiles Uranus and Mercury. But if you're riding, the frequency of elevating yourself and vibrating at a higher frequency of consciousness, of knowledge, of self-knowledge, of self-awareness, you can find the gift in all of these energies. And a sextile is a gift. It's a harmonious gift, a connection that can help us enhance something. In this case, with Venus, it's our relationships, and with Mercury, it's the communication in our relationship. So this can be a very beautifully, a beautiful energy to kind of navigate through. That can be an opportunity for you to create new things between you and other people. And you don't have to, like create new things with other people, but you may be inspired to do so this weekend. So that's why I'm saying this is a beautiful energy to show up for us, right? As we're having a full moon that's ruled by the planet Venus. Now, both of these are in different houses for all of us. There's 2 houses involved in this transit. And I wanted to actually go through each of the houses so that you understand what's the dynamic. Like Venus is going to tell you where Venus is going to tell you where relationships are coming, where you're coming from in relationships. And then wherever Uranus and Mercury is going to tell you where the newness is coming in, where the excitement sets in. So this can be the summary of this transit is that it's a very exciting opportunity to create something new, to do something different that will affect your relationships in a positive way if you choose it to. But there's the support from the universe and the planets. And because it's Uranus, this could be very unexpected things. But this is what we're going to go over when I go through the different signs, and I'll tell you where these 2 planets are in your own chart as I pull the cards. So before I shuffle, I want to say a little prayer to clear the cards, and then we can dive into each of the signs. So here we go. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers for being here with us this evening. I would like to ask help clearing the energy of the cards as well as my energy so I can be the open channel of grace, wisdom, and intuition to flow through so that we can receive a message that will help us to integrate this energy between Venus, Mercury, and Uranus, integrate and understand the energy within our relationships and how to best use and navigate through these frequencies. Satnam, 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 Wahe Guru. So what I'm going to do is, as I go through each of the signs, I'm going to pull an animal card, and then I'm going to pull an ounce project card. So the animal card will represent the main theme for you, the energy, the main theme. And the ounce project card is going to represent what you're needing in this moment, what may show up for you during this transit. So for Aries, let's actually put up the signs on the screen. All right, here we go. We are flowing now. Aries, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You've got Venus in your 12th house of spirituality and Mercury and Uranus in your second. So this is a sextile this is a relationship between the relationship with you and your higher self, you and your own divinity. And then there's a connection here to the energy of your second house, which is security, self-esteem, what you have, what you want to have, what you're manifesting, how these things are manifesting in your life, how it's all showing up for you in the material world. And so it's kind of like manifesting the divine into the physical. And this is where you're going to feel the activation of these energies in your life. So you get the animal spirit, and I will read from the book so we can get. Oh, this is an earth element, so we can get the description that helps us to understand this deeper. But you get the raccoon as the animal spirit, and what you need in your life right now and what is coming into your life right now is understanding, an ounce of understanding. So the raccoon and understanding for Aries. The raccoon is a very talented energy. It's shadowy. It's like kind of hiding. You can see from the image. Raccoon energy is at play with all artists to greater or lesser degrees. At best, it indicates talent, tenacity, and skillfulness with a particular musical instrument or a creative tool. Its shadow side points to an unresolved issue around self-image and success. That makes sense with the 12th and the second house being aspected here. Sometimes using a stage name or wearing a mask works in an artist's favor. Other times it limits creativity. And so it's important to recognize, are you actually truly being creative, or are you hiding in some way? And how can you balance the energy out for yourself right now? Am I who my audience thinks I am? Or your life, your audience is people in your life. What if I am ready to grow into something more? Raccoon energy won't let us off the hook until this creative ego fear is resolved. So the fear that you may be experiencing is maybe I'm not good enough. And so this week, what will help you to resolve the energy is you will come into a deeper level of understanding about what you're feeling internally right now within yourself. And Venus and Mercury and Uranus are going to help you understand this at a spiritual level and at a very physical level. I actually think that's really, really powerful. Next, we have Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So Taurus, Venus is in your 11th house. And so Venus is in the 11th. Mercury and Uranus are in your first house. So you're experiencing a type of deeper understanding when it comes to your consciousness of yourself and your own identity and who you are. And then Venus is helping you to connect, maybe unexpectedly, like a friend that maybe you haven't seen in a long time, maybe showing up in your life. You never know. Remember, these are all unexpected energies. So you have friendships and acquaintances, social networks, connecting even through social media. This is also about how you're sharing your gifts with others, like with other people in your life, and specifically with friends, and how that helps you to define yourself. So the animal that you got is actually the owl, which I think is really cool because, and I'll show you the card in a moment. You got the owl, and then you got the card of nurturing. So the owl is what's going to help you understand the energies, who's here to guide you, and what you are learning to receive and what's going to show up in your life this weekend is the energy of nurturing. You're receiving an ounce of nurturing for yourself. So the owl is about abundance, but it's really about deeper clairvoyance and finding the treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. How beautiful is that? This is telling you to listen to your intuition. Your intuition will guide you to exactly where you will find the nurturing that you are looking for, and it will be related to relationships that are friendships and where you find a lot of connection to a lot of people. And it'll help you redefine yourself. All right, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So Gemini is having a 10th house transit with Venus, which means that relationships that are related to career and life path are important to pay attention to. Hello, Maria. Welcome in. And then Mercury and Uranus are in your 12th house, and that's the house of the divine and the house of your connection to your higher self. And your cards are literally falling all over the place. Let me get them. All right. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome in. So you get the fire ant. Ooh, I like this energy. You get the fire ant and also the card of integration. The fire ant and integration. So this makes a lot of sense. So the fire ant is about dealing with anger. Dealing with like internal anger. The fire ant flares up without noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. So gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or a situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. And the card of integration. So here's what I'm receiving from this message. Is that this week there may be things that might trigger you, right? The ant energy is like the things that kind of affect you in a negative way. And it has to do with relationships, which is interesting. So what to deal with this energy, what you need is to integrate physically, mentally, and spiritually. With the 12th house, Uranus and Mercury in your 12th house, a new idea about what this all means. It's your intuition becoming stronger, and it'll help you to integrate everything that you're seeing unfolding in your life of career and in how you show up for the world. But it is in the integration that you will discover, your true magic, and you will like release and let go of and like dissipate the energy of the fire ant any anger that may be coming up, any flaring energy, flare-ups. So be careful with what you say and how you communicate, because you don't want to be activating the wrong frequency. To integrate, you have to really turn the mirror onto yourself and ask yourself, how am I contributing to whatever is going on in my life? And how can I balance this energy or let go of it if I need to let go of it? Ressa says that happened to me today. Yeah, so it's kind of an intense energy, but it is about, the reason I think it's coming up for you is that you are learning to integrate yourself. And that's the more important thing to remember, is that those situations that trigger us help us to integrate ourselves in our lives. All right, so next we've got Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. And Cancer has Venus in the 9th house of spiritual integration. So here's the energy of integration again. And also relationships with teachers, gurus, your higher self as well, but expanding your mind. This is about expanding your mind, expanding what you think about your relationships, your connections to other people. The planet Mercury and Uranus are in your 11th house. And so what this means is that the unpredictability is showing up in relationships that are those of friendships, in the relationship to your own like self of giving, like your giving energy, because the 11th house is where you share a lot of your gifts with the world. You transmute the shadows and you share them here in the 11th house. And you're finally ready to, you've evolved. It's like an evolved energy. The 11th house is the right before the very last house, which is like the spiritual culmination, the spiritual realization, right? Like the enlightenment, not literally, but maybe literally. But what the 11th house is an advanced and evolved energy of who you are, because here is where you start to share your gifts. And this is how this is affecting you right now, is you're spiritually integrating everything and everything that has to do with how you share yourself with the world. And this is a very cool combination of cards. You get the zebra and the card of wildness. So this is going to be a wild weekend. I mean, zebras themselves are just kind of crazy looking creatures. And the wildness card is that powerful Uranus energy. But the zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview. Wow, that's the 9th house. Expanding, and the 11th house. Whoa, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. So some of you guys may be traveling, not literally, but maybe literally. So expect a lot of kind of wild experiences, different experiences this weekend with this energy of Venus, expanding your mind, expanding your worldview and how you see the world. That's actually really, really cool energy. Next we have Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. And Leos are having an 8th house transit with Venus. And Uranus and Mercury are in your 10th house, which is career and life path. So you're in the process of releasing and letting go of anything that no longer serves you, and also focusing on innovating in your 10th house. Innovating and doing something different and new that helps you to step more fully into your mission, your path, everything that you are wanting to create for yourself. And you got some pretty cool cards too. So for you, we get the Fox and the card of freedom. So the Fox and freedom. I love that. The Fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business. There you go, 10th house. And also make great teachers. Wow, these are right on. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations, which is what's coming up for you. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term. This means you committing to your career or your life path or your journey for the long term. And their natural charisma keeps things exciting. That's Uranus. And that's you. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. You're finding freedom to really truly love. And that's why the 8th house energy. That's why there's so much purging right now for you. So you're finding the freedom to really truly love and commit to yourself and to your life. That's really powerful. And I have a Leo moon too, so that this message really resonates with me as well. Virgo, sun, moon, Venus, and rising. Virgo is having a 7th house transit with Venus. So this has to do with relationships, intimate relationships, partnerships, all relationships in general, really. And the 9th house of spiritual integration. So Mercury, the new ways, you're really having to stretch your mind right now, Virgo. You're like really having to stretch your mind. And it may be a little intense, but at the same time, you have to trust that there's some deep relationship healing, karmic healing happening right now for you. Okay. So, and that is related to the 7th house and the 9th house. You're going to love this card. And I'm being sarcastic. But you actually got the Panther. But the combination of cards is what's important. So the Panther and the card of grounding, which means that you need to ground, but there's a lot happening, and this has to do with your relationships and literally how your mind is being expanded, stretched in ways that are probably really uncomfortable, because the Panther is the annihilation of the unnecessary. The Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. Remember that. It's unexpected. That's Uranus. It's uncomfortable. That's Uranus. And sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. And the journey will lead you into grounding yourself, grounding your energy. But I keep getting this message that your mind is being really like stretched, uncomfortably stretched. Libra, sun, moon, Venus, and rising. You guys have Venus in the 6th house. Shannon's here? How come I didn't see her? You guys have Venus in the 6th house, and you have Uranus and Mercury in the 8th house. So that has to do with purging, letting go, releasing, and also being present for it, which is gnarly. Being present for the purging. All right. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why, and it has to do with the animal card that just came through. But let's see which one is the... Ooh, interesting. Okay. So these are actually really cool cards. You get a spirit animal, and it is the phoenix. And the ounce project card is boundary. Phoenix and boundaries. Very interesting, right? The phoenix represents the transformation of our past. That's 8th house energy. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication, tapas. The essence of the phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering for too long and something must change. That's 8th house energy. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. That's the 6th house. At that very moment, the spark of the phoenix is lit, being present, being conscious, and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage, 8th house. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. 6th house. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes and lightness and clarity emerge. Whoa. This is insane. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. And the boundary card. Why the boundary? Because that's what happens when you grow. The boundaries naturally rise because you no longer take any BS from anybody. You change, you evolve. And that's what you're going through right now. And this is powerful because this is your full moon. And you are a Venus ruled energy. And this is all about the magic of Venus, but the full moon is very much connected to the magic of Venus this week specifically. Next, we have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. You guys are having a 5th house transit and a 7th house transit. The 5th house of love, passion, creativity, joy, children, romance, and the house of relationships. So, Venus is in your 5th house, and Mercury and Uranus are in your 7th. So I feel like this very much has to do with a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to, and it could be also, so it's either a romantic relationship or relationship with your children or children in general. The message that you're getting is actually quite interesting, but you have to remember to be compassionate towards yourself and be compassionate towards others. And you may be experiencing such intense shifts that they may be hard to understand. But what is actually happening at a deeper level, and you'll understand when I pull this card, is that you're building a foundation. You're working on building a foundation for yourself. Because you get the stingray and the card of abundance. So the abundance won't come until you have the foundation. The stingray card represents a pivotal point in personal growth. The moment has come when the stingray must decide between the old, easy, comfortable, and familiar, and the new, challenging, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar. That's Uranus. Pressure from family and friends makes the decision even more complicated. No matter what choice is made now, it's inevitable that this dilemma will surface again and again, and that's due with your relationships, as the force of Dharma growing within the stingray is too strong to ignore. But it's also building a foundation and building a backbone, because stingrays don't have a spine. And yet, they actually, in this image, they represent the chakras. They show the chakras of the, they have like a, you know, a skeleton, but they don't really have a spine. Because they're like flowy and floppy. So you need to learn to go with the flow. Dance in the waters. And when you have that foundation, and when you have the foundation, you'll be able to make the decision, and then the abundance will show up in your life. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys are having a 4th house transit and a 6th house transit. So 4th house is where Venus is. So this has to do with your family. And Mercury and Uranus are in your 6th house of being present. So being present for your family is what's going on here. What you're needing to do here. And this is going to be really cute because you actually got the dragonfly. The dragonfly. The dragonfly and the energy of curiosity. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder in all. That's very Sagittarius too. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. And Uranus and Mercury are in your 6th house of being present. How are you being present right now? Is it restless, still, dreamlike, crystal clear? The quality of your mind and perception. The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. You need to be curious enough to find the answers. You need to be curious enough to find the wisdom hidden within the situation. And this definitely has to do with some kind of family situation. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys are having a 3rd house and 5th house transit. Venus in the 3rd is all about communication, compassionate communication. And Uranus and Mercury in the 5th is about passion and unexpected joy. So this weekend can actually be a really beautiful energy if you allow it to be. And I feel, like a lot of abundance seems to be coming your way, and it's going to be unexpected in the sense of like it's going to feel really exciting, but at the same time, I feel like you've been working on it. It's not something new. I feel like you've been working on the abundance coming into your life. So you get, because look at these cards. Man, these are powerful. The buffalo and the card of celebration. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth. That's Capricorn. Yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. That's very Capricorn. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. Yep, the buffalo represents abundance, courage, focus, trust. Celebrate that. Celebrate that within yourself. You'll feel a lot better this weekend if you're in that frequency instead of like the lack mentality. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys are having a 2nd house and a 4th house transit. The 2nd house being self-esteem and value and material possessions and being grounded. and the fourth house being family. So this could be issues with money and family. This could be issues relating to, what is important to you versus what is important to your family. And that can bring up obviously a lot of tension if you guys, if you're not on the same page, if what you want and how you value yourself is not how others value you. And so they get confused. You get the cheetah and the frequency of grace. Two kind of different energies, but let's see what they bring up. The cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah. It shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. That makes sense. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. And when you reconnect to the why, what you're going to find is the grace. The grace comes through. And when the grace comes through, any issues with family will go away, because grace, it's not like an energy of struggle. Grace is easy. Grace is ease. You might find the grace. Maybe people may still not, align with you or believe the same thing you believe or agree with you, but you will find your own grace. But you need to find your own why first, and then start running, and then start moving forward. And when you do, you'll find your grace. And usually what happens is people respond to that. You got to be yourself. People respond to you in grace. It's actually a really powerful lesson for all of us to remember, is that your job is to be you, not anybody else. And when people see you be you, they're like in awe that it's actually possible, because they never thought it was possible for themselves. That's what I'm feeling with you, Aquarius. Pisces, last but not least, Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising. You guys have Venus in your first house and Uranus and Mercury in your third. So this is your identity, like you embodying the beauty of Venus in your life, being compassionate, being loving and open, and communicating from that space. If you're not communicating from that space, it won't feel right. It's not, that's not the right space to communicate from. You'll feel out of sync. Look how beautiful these cards are that you got. The sea serpent and the energy of bliss. The sea serpent and bliss. Another spirit animal. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression. That's the third house. Whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire, the sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. And that's what you need to do. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at peace, and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. That's deep. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, God, this is such a message for Pisces. No matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. Damn, that's so intense. Very Piscean message. There's so much going on for Pisces because they have Venus there, they have Jupiter, they have Neptune in their first house. So it's like, it's so much Pisces energy. But you are in the waters. This is your natural element. And you're learning how to express yourself, your truth, your true self, not from a place of toxicity, but actually from a place of knowing who you are. Wow. Those were some powerful messages, you guys. I want to, oh, mama, oh, yeah, that resonated. I could feel that message coming through for you as well. And I just want to thank you guys all for being here tonight and for supporting the channel. And again, I hope that you really consider joining the Starseed membership, because I do this kind of thing in detail about all of these major transits. And it really helps the flow of life, to understand the flow of life. It's so important for us to understand the why of everything that for me personally comes from astrology. And it is such a powerful experience. So I'll see you tomorrow for the full moon astrology video at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome, Nelvin. And I will see you on Friday for mini readings. And I will see you on Saturday for the full moon ceremony. We got a lot going on this week. And yes, those were some powerful messages. And I knew that I had to do something special today. That's why I pulled 2 cards. I usually just pull 1 card per sign, but today was like, yep, definitely 2 cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Keep trying to, do it. Just elevate your frequency. Shine a little brighter, shine a little faster. That's how we do it. Vibrate a little faster, and you will feel yourself rising above all the shadow frequencies. Thank you, and have a beautiful rest of your evening. Sat Nam.